I was an alcoholic drug addict in the mid-'80s, and I found myself on the streets of New Orleans with nothing. I lost everything. I was told that there's a place that I could go that would treat me for alcohol and drug addiction that was free. I went to the Salvation Army in New Orleans, Louisiana on Jefferson Highway. I got recovery from there. I was sober for a year, and they made me the chaplain. The Salvation Army made me the chaplain in 1990. And while I was the chaplain, I got a call that there was a girl in Kenner that was an alcoholic drug addict that needed some help. And for some reason, when I first saw Janine, I knew she was gonna be my wife. And I knew that she was for me. Even though she had all kinds of leaves in her hair.
Oh, stop.
And she looked terrible because she had been living in the streets for a while. I picked her up and we met, and I brought her to the women's shelter in downtown Magazine Street in New Orleans. And then we started dating. And then 3-4 months later, we married on February the 14th, Valentine's Day in 1992. And we've been together ever since.
I eventually was hired in New Orleans to run the women's shelter, and Dan was the chaplain, and we were approached by Salvation Army to run a service center in Alabama. The officer who kind of instigated that was Commissioner Jeffrey. Then he was transferred here to Georgia. So he recommended that we come to Red Shield, knowing that we're both in recovery. He just felt like that we had something we could bring to the table for Salvation Army here.
I started here in bed 469 as a consumer, as a homeless female in our dormitory, where I stayed for 6 months. Toward the end of my stay, the receptionist position became available. The only thing that made me more qualified than another girl in the dorm was that I had a driver's license. A few months after I became the receptionist, Janine's assistant was promoted to a position upstairs. And I applied for that, and bam, here I am.
February 19, 2016, due to my substance abuse issues, I checked myself in here into the Red Shield Harbor Light Substance Abuse Program. I got on board with the men's ministry program we have here. I was hired as a case A on the emergency department side around October of 2016.
On Christmas, I think it was my first or second when I was so stressed out, cuddles going on, everything's just chaos. And I walked by and I heard him say something he says very often, and that's a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit the next day. In that moment when I heard him saying that as I was walking by, I stopped because I was reminded that yes, I'm only one person and there's only so much I can do.
I'm at a dry cleaners on the other side of town one day. I hear somebody say, a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow. So I looked up, it was an old veteran who'd been through the program.
A little today, a little tomorrow, a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little the next day. That's daily proper Bible study. That's how we grow and to get to know and love God.
The honesty, the guidance they have shown me, even though I know they know I'm a mess up every now and then, but they are always there to help me along the way. And the friendship we have, as much as they want to see me improve, that gives me that extra push to want to improve myself.
For them to do what they've done for 20 years, you know that they're special. But keeping Christ at the center of it is just awesome, just to see how they're able to do that. And to treat people as people, no matter how stinky and dirty and homeless and scary they might be, they treat everybody, with dignity and respect.
Dan one time said, we've helped 20-something thousand people in the city of Atlanta. When you come in day to day, you just come in and do the work. Get it done, get it done, get it done. But when you step back and look at what has been done, Red Shield is making a difference. I'm pretty excited to be in heaven to find out all the people whose lives were affected.